Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We continue to look at the move down as a wave 2. Bitcoin did rally a little bit overnight, but that was nothing unexpected. So we're going to take a look at that. I really would like to focus only on the shorter time frame count and scenario in this particular video. If you like to have a bit more context and if you're not a regular viewer, then feel free to check out my last video from yesterday in which I discussed all of the price moves and different scenarios of the 10th of March low. Now, the current view is that we bottomed here, or Bitcoin bottomed on the 12th of May in an A wave. This here was a B wave, the top on the 29th of May, and we're now coming down in a C wave, which ideally should be a 5-wave move. I'm currently a little bit unsure if this is unfolding as an impulse. I have labeled it as an impulse, but for me it's actually well, it's not quite impulsive enough, but I will observe what's happening in the next few hours and maybe a couple of days. But the idea of this being an impulse to the downside is valid and absolutely reasonable. Or alternatively, if it is a diagonal pattern. Now that wouldn't change much in terms of targets or anything to the downside. But it would make the subwave structure just a little bit more messy, okay, and would allow for let's say a more of an extension to the downside. We will see. I mean, again, you shouldn't really be too caught up in the lower degree wave count, but we're focusing on it first of all as from an educational aspect, but also because on the higher time frame, not much is happening. It's really boring at the moment, which is just sometimes how it is in markets, okay. So the idea is that we still focus and follow and prefer the short-term bearish count with another low for Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't need another low. Yeah, we talked about that as well. There is a short-term bullish scenario as well, but it would really need to prove itself. We've been talking about that. If you like a more extensive explanation, feel free to check out the last video. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we haven't even completed wave 3 yet, and that only we would need that to really get a first piece of evidence that Bitcoin has bottomed. And then the next trade setup could be generated by looking for the end of the ABC structure, which would follow as a pullback trade, because afterwards it should rally. So looking at this particular structure here, as long as price stays below, and I'm going to give you that level now, stays below and doesn't sustain above 27,345, it is likely that we are heading down lower. But actually, we may need to revise this now because price might have completed its 5-wave move down. So we're going to take a look at that in this video. But to keep it simple, as long as price stays below the 28,450 level here, we focus down on lower, because now with the overnight development, I've just seen that it could be that Bitcoin has completed its 5-wave move down, which would complete the wave 1. And as I already said yesterday, in a 5-wave move down, as soon as that's complete, we're looking for a larger relief rally, okay? But it should not exceed the B wave top here at 28,450. So, the idea is for further downside. Of course, if we break above that level, then it would indicate that Bitcoin has done only a corrective move to the downside, but this actually looks a bit impulsive now, and would extend this B wave or put something more bullish in place. And we talked about resistances before. But looking at the 1-hour chart, what is now interesting is that Bitcoin actually did what we wanted it to do. And Bitcoin came down in a wave 1, in a wave 2, in a wave 3. We rallied into our resistance area yesterday, got rejected, and made another low. Now, to be honest, this is not the cleanest of impulses down here. It actually isn't an impulse, but it could be either an ending diagonal, then I can count this move down complete. It would be a very short wave 5 though. So I'm actually considering at this stage that this is still the wave 4 in the making. Is this actually possible? A, B, no, okay. Probably not. It just moved too high for that, unless all of this is wave A of the triangle. No, no. Let's forget about that. So this could still be wave 4 in the making as a flat pattern, not a triangle. A wave up, B wave down, C wave up, but it should really break down before moving above 27,345. However, a break above that level would suggest that all 5 waves are in. I mean, it did what it needed to do. It gave us that one more low that we've been waiting for. From that point of view, everything was fine. Hopefully those resistance areas here over the last few days were helpful to you, because the idea was that Bitcoin is going to get rejected in there, and then it reacted to support and is now swinging back into resistance. Okay, it's going to be interesting. So as long as price doesn't break above 27,345, I think we have a chance that this is still the wave 4. Expanded flat patterns happen quite frequently in fourth waves, quite frequently, which means the B wave. So you would have something like that in this wave 4 here. You would have an A wave to the upside, a B wave down, and a C wave up. Happens quite frequently if we look at the Fibonacci extensions, but then it's very dangerous to try to dive deep so far into the lower degree wave count, because it changes a lot. So it reacted to the 1.236 extension. Yes, okay, as a target for a C wave, but it could also be, and that's the case if we now see a larger bounce of the low, could be that we are now rallying in a wave 2 correction to the upside. Now, what would be resistance for that wave 2? I can give you that, and that will be our new level where we say, okay, as long as price stays below that level, further downside can be expected. Now, we've got here for the wave 2, the area between the 27,500 level and 28,050. So only above 28,050, the wave 2 will be too strong, basically. And it would favor that the B wave is extending and is going to reset a bit higher. But as long as price now stays either within the red box or below it, further downside is expected in a third wave breakdown. So yeah, hopefully that's clear. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.